"You're like a brother to me," she said for years, so I introduced her to my new girlfriend. Now she's the one begging for a crumb of my attention, and I just call her sis. Emma and I met in college. We clicked instantly, and for 5 years I thought we were building towards something. I was wrong. The signs were always there. Like when I got promoted to senior manager, biggest moment of my career, and she interrupted my story at dinner to show everyone photos of some guitarist she'd matched with on Tinder. "Not like boring corporate types," she said, patting my arm. The table went silent. Or the time I drove 2 hours at 3 a.m. because she got a flat tire coming back from a date. When I got there, she was crying about how the guy didn't text her back. Not a single "thank you for driving across the state." Just, why do guys always do this to me? I kept a mental list without meaning to. I knew her mom's medication schedule, her Netflix password, her favorite Chinese restaurant order down to the extra spring rolls. She couldn't remember if I took my coffee black or with cream. Then came the breaking point. We were at our usual coffee shop, and she was gushing about Jake, another musician. Shocking. When I finally worked up the courage. "Emma, we need to talk about us." She looked confused. "What about us?" "When you say I'm like a brother, it hurts. We spend all our time together. I'm your first call for everything. What are we really doing here?" She sighed like I was being difficult. "Leo, what we have is special. It's pure. I love you, but I'm not in love with you. With Jake, there's a spark. With you, I feel safe. Safe. The nicest way anyone's ever called me a backup plan. That's when I saw it clearly. She wasn't confused or scared. She knew exactly what she was doing. I was her emotional support human while she chased sparks that always burned out. I stood up, dropped a 10 on the table, and said, "I understand now. Goodbye, Emma." I walked out while she sputtered behind me. That night, I blocked her on everything. The first week was eerily quiet. No crisis texts, no panicked calls about forgotten passwords or bad dates. I started going to the gym, actually finished that design course I'd been putting off, hung out with friends without checking my phone every 5 minutes. Then I met Riley at a bookstore. I was looking at architecture books, a new interest that felt entirely mine when she recommended a better one. We talked for 20 minutes about Frank Lloyd Wright. It was an actual conversation, back and forth. She asked about my work and listened to the answers. We went to coffee, then dinner. It was easy. When she talked about a difficult project, I offered perspective but didn't try to fix it for her. She did the same for me. Revolutionary concept. 3 months later, we ran into Emma at Matt's birthday party. Riley and I were holding hands, laughing, completely at ease. The door opened and there she was. Emma froze when she saw us. Her eyes went from me to Riley to our intertwined fingers. The color drained from her face. She recovered with a fake smile. "Leo, oh my god, who's this?" "Emma, this is my girlfriend Riley." "Riley, this is Emma, an old friend." The word girlfriend hit her like a slap. "Girlfriend, that was fast. I'm his best friend. We've known each other for 5 years. I looked at Riley and smiled. "My best friend is right here." Then back to Emma. "Good seeing you. We were just leaving." I guided Riley toward the door, my hand on her back. I heard a choked noise behind us. Didn't turn around. The text started the next day from random numbers. First came nostalgia. "Remember when we got lost driving to the coast and sang terrible 80s songs?" Then self-pity. "Jake was a mistake. You were right about everything. I'm so lost without you." Then anger. "How can you just replace me after everything we've been through? You don't get to do this." I screenshotted that one and sent it to Riley with the caption, "My sister is having a moment." She wrote back, "LOL. Tell her siblings shouldn't be so emotionally incestuous." That was the best part. Emma's drama was no longer my crisis. It was a private joke between me and the woman I loved. The final confrontation happened in a grocery store. I was comparing cereals when I heard, "Leo, please." She looked hollow. Messy ponytail, no makeup, exhausted eyes. "Just talk to me for 5 minutes." I made a huge mistake. I was scared of what we had because it was so real. What I felt for you wasn't brotherly. I was lying to myself. "I love you." She stood there, tears streaming, waiting for me to catch her like I always did. I looked at her and felt nothing but distant pity. "I appreciate you saying that, Emma." Hope flickered in her eyes. "So what does that mean? Can we get coffee?" I shook my head gently. "I'm really happy with Riley, and I'm glad we can finally be the friends you always said we were." I paused. "It's better this way. Take care of yourself, okay, sis?" The word landed like a bomb. Her face completely shattered. I didn't wait for a response. I pushed my cart forward, turned down the coffee aisle, and kept walking. My phone buzzed. "Riley, don't forget the coffee." "I love you." I texted back. "Already got it." "I love you too." Somewhere behind me, Emma was still standing there, but her noise was just background static in a life I'd gracefully left behind. Turns out when you stop being someone's safety net, they finally notice you were holding them up the whole time.